Well, it's a beautiful sunny April day in England, believe it or not, and I'm just going through all my kit in the garden, and I thought, why not make a little what's in my tackle bag video? I haven't done one for coming up 2 years now, I believe, so I'm just going to go through everything, not in detail. I can do one more in detail when I'm on a session, but I just wanted to do like a quick overview of everything that's in my bag, everything that I use when I'm fishing. So the first thing that you would see when you open my bag is two rig safes. We've got the long one here. This is for anything between, I use it for my 7 to 10 inch rigs, and then this one I use for my 5-inch rigs. There is nothing in these at the minute because, like I said, I'm going through all, I've got rid of all my old rigs. I'm going to spend a day tying up some new rigs ready for a new session, but I do like to do it while I'm actually on the bank. It occupies a little bit of time, but so I've got two rig safes. Makes it for a neat storage place for all of your rigs. It keeps you a lot more organised, in my opinion. Next thing we've got is the tackle safe. Now this holds anything from fake corn to my extended bobbin chains for my quarter stoves. We've got cork in here, we've got crimps, just basically spare bits of tackle that I'm not going to need all the time, but I do always want with me. We've got anti-tangle sleeves, tail rubbers, lead clips, swivels, crimps like I just said, an empty packet of claw bait hooks, not sure why they're in there, bait stops, everything like that, everything you can imagine. So that's just spares, bits and bobs that are always with me here. Next up we've got the compact scales pouch. It's in the word. I'm guessing you could guess what's in here. We've got the, well, firstly we've got the scales bar thingy. Not sure the exact name of that. But then we've got the Corda Rubin Heaton. I believe these are the 60, oh no, these are the 120 edition scales, so these go up to 120 pounds per rotation of the clock, I guess you could say. So these weighed quite a few fish now, actually. You can't beat a pair of Rubin Heatons. If you look after them, they'll last for a very long time. But yeah, another reason I'm getting everything out is because last time I packed away in the rain, and I just wanted to get everything out, make sure it's dry, and this bag's still a bit wet. I say wet, it's quite damp, so I'm just going to leave this out for now. But that's my Corda Rubin Heatons, the 120 pound editions. Along that we've got my Crimp Tool for making spinner rigs and anything in between that. Next up we've got the large 240 compact, and this holds the majority of the goods. This is my tackle box. This is the Corda tackle box, fits in there absolutely perfectly. I'll go over that in a minute because that's quite in depth. But in here we've got all sorts. We've got a couple of wallets. This has got some pre-made, about 3 packets of the pre-made lead core leader, so you don't need to go in any more depth about that. If you watched the Syndicate Diaries episode 1 recently, where I'm on I was going to say the name of the lake and then I forgot, that the publicity rules on that lake are pretty strict, so I can't really say that. But we've got the tangled up line from when I got wiped out by a swan. Need to take that to a tackle shop for them to dispose of. Got a spare head torch in here. Next bit of kit, essential for any carp angler, the Carp care kit. We've got the propolis in here and the ulcer swab. So obviously if your carp has any ulcers, put a bit of that on. Any injuries at all, flicked scales, mouth injuries from hooks, anything like that, plop a bit of that on it. Put a tiny bit of lake water on top, and it just creates like a waterproof seal over the wound and lets it heal. Next up we've got the Elkim lanyard for my receiver, which normally lives in here, although in this one it's not actually in here. In this one we've got some nice bits of plastic corn in pink. Never used them, never had a scenario where I needed to. Next up we've got the singles tightening tool, so this basically just makes it Loctite so nothing can move. Very handy bit of kit indeed. Next up we've got 2 boom materials. We've got the £25 boom, not sure if they'll focus, and then we've got the £35 boom as well. And then also I've got little packets of crimps for the relative sizes. We've got a bit of cruiser control that I use for zigs. I'm not a big fan of zig line, so I use that. I've got the box of liner kits just here. I like using them. And then an empty pack of Avid bag stems. This is what I use for solid bags. Got some mixer hooks. Got some. These are very handy. If you ever use the quarter heli safe system, you always losing these. The no trace beads. Always have a packet of them. A 9-volt battery. Not sure if that's working or not. These are the bag stems I'm talking about. So your rig, you clip onto there, put a bit of shrink tubing on there, shrink it down. That's never coming off, and then that. You can loop to loop onto your main line, and then that basically is a quick change system for solid bags. That's everything in there. The next part of that box is the tackle box. Now this has got absolutely everything in it. So if I just put myself in an angle there, if we start in this corner, we've got the quarter finger stool. Basically, if you've ever been casting braid and you cut your fingers and you use one of these afterwards, you never ever look back. I've got scars on my fingers from not wearing that. Apologies for the wind picking up. Next along, we've got some Easy Melt PVA string, a pack of ready-made loops and booms, or just the loops, and then we've got all of my Kamakura hooks. If I can sort of show you all of that coming out. So we've got size 4s in cranked barbless, size 4s in crank micro barbed, 4s and 6s in wide gape barbless, and then choddies in barbless as well. This was when I was fishing bluegill a lot, and so micro barbed was not allowed, so I got a lot of barbless hooks in. But yeah, haven't necessarily done off with bluegill. I'm just not spending as much time there as I used to. Next up, we've got a cool pair of scissors, or we need a pair of scissors laying about. Got a magnifying glass for when I'm sharpening my hooks. Some people say it's a bit unnecessary, I say absolutely not. Camo coat for putting a waterproof coating over those sharpened hooks so they don't rust. Got a couple of puller tools, got a quarter choddy kit just here. This helps in multiple ways, not just with choddies, but with a lot of rigs. Got a 3.5 ounce quarter lead in here for some reason, adding unnecessary weight, and then we've got more crimps. Like I said, got a lot of these, never run out of them, and that's about it in there. In the little packets, we've got shrink tube, we've got some cranks in size 4, hook beads, high grip hook beads, wide gape hooks, spinner swivels, bait stops for solid bags, and some kickers. In here I've got all of the same as what I've just listed, but been taken out of the packages, just makes it a little bit neater. So that goes in there like so. And then one of my more favourite boxes, it's been very organised. We've got all plastic, so I've got pink dumbbell wafters, white dumbbell wafters, fake maize in the yellow, fake maize in the white, and yellow dumbbells as well. This is one of my favourite little boxes in my tackle box. Moving down to the materials, if I just move all this out of the way quickly, we've got dark matter super heavy braided hook link in 30 pound. We've got the same in 20 pound. We've got dark matter super heavy tungsten coated hook link. We've got the same but in weed green in 18 pound. And then we've got the armour cord here. This is basically for on your spod rod. If you're casting far distances, you don't want your spod braid to take the impact of the initial cast. This will take it. This is in 50 pound. You do very well to snap this. And then we've got bait floss. Everyone knows what bait floss is for, and marker elastic if you're using your bait boat. But I don't tend to use that. I did use it a bit when I got it, but no, I've done away with that now. So that's in the tackle box. All these top ones are quite empty apart from this one. This has got my balancing weights in it. We've got hook beads, high grip hook beads in here, and we've got some more crimps. I do normally have my hook sharpener in the magnetic section of this, but I'm not currently sure where that is, so I guess we shall not be showing that on the camera today. If we move into this little box, this is the quarter compact organizer. You can open this, you got your top section just there. We've got a quarter hook box, so I keep some of my sharpened hooks. We've got some end-trapped soft, weedy green in 15 £. We have got PVA bag rig, some ready tied ones if I'm ever in a little bit of a rush, zig line, and we've got mouth trap chod filament. If we take this little tray up from the top, there is nothing in here, just some empty bits of Fox zig liner kits, clip for my Delkin receiver, some cranks in micro barbs in a size 4, and an empty packet with a spare bottle of ulcer swab. That's everything in there. So we move around to the back of the luggage. So you've got a massive, great big pump just here I use it for my singles, but they're up there at the moment. So I've got my quarter stow case with 2 stows in it, as I've snapped one stow, so I need to get another one of them. I've still got the actual chain for it. It's just the plastic green bit snapped off, so I need to get another one of them. In here also are my Delkin TXIDs. I've got 3 of these, obviously for 3 alarms. I've got the red, white and blue to represent the British flag, or the French, or the American. I'd say it's British because I'm British, but that's open for interpretation. Got some super glue just here, you never know when you need some super glue. And we've got some screws, it looks like. I'm not sure what these are for. Possibly for my skull cap for my Tempest 150. Right, that's everything in that back compartment. Now what I love about this compact luggage, this is the large carry-all, is the compact 140s fit perfectly inside of it. So in here, we've got my zig case and some zig bits in here as well. Like I said, I'm not going into too much detail. If you wanted a more detailed review, I could go over it in a session video quite happily. But that's all my zig kit basically in that little one pocket. And it's very nice that it's all modular, so I don't have to keep looking for stuff in the zips of my bag. In here, this one's also quite empty. We've got boom tubes, the boilie crusher, a classic Skywinder Spom, a bivvy rig rack. This is from Sunblast actually, they sent this out for me for free, and some very rusty Allen keys that I'm sure I use for something, but that's everything inside that. Moving on to the next one. We've got a couple of spare Spoms, a couple of zig kits, well, a few zig kits. You never know when you're going to need them. We've got my singles stage stand, a couple of single stage stand rests, so you screw it into wood and then you can screw the buzz bars into them, which makes your singles a wooden platform or concrete able to use. This is quite a weird contraption actually. I've got my Delkin receiver I keep in here, so when this is on and then it's in your pockets, you can tend to press these buttons, and so if you put this up over it, it just slots nicely over where the buttons are seated, and it stops you from being able to press any of the buttons. So I find that quite useful, because I did have that problem, and when I got that, obviously it stops. So yeah, just a few zig kits, couple of spare Spoms, and not much more going on in that box. That also lives in the front. And then in the other side compartment, this is the heaviest one of them all. Oh, you can probably guess what's in here by the weight of it. So, oh, yeah. So I just got a spare rig on a bit of cable, lead core leader on there, and then here, very heavy box, but we've got this is just full to the brim of leads. and it weighs an absolute ton. It probably weighs as much as my tackle bag does by itself. So that's everything that I take fishing with me that's like a priority. Of course there is other bits and bobs, but I take them as and when I need them. And so that is pretty much everything. I've got my PVA box up there, but all the stick mix and the pellets, they got soggy when it went damp, so I'm just airing that out. I'm going to see if any of it's salvageable, but if not, I've got a brand new bag of the mainline spod and PVA mix ready to put in there. I've also got some krill stick mix as well, so that's all right. I would show you it, but it's an absolute mess. So that is everything apart from in the lid, where I've got a deep heat hand warmer pack, and in here we've got a couple of leads attached to old bits of lead core, an old zig in there as well that I need to go through. But apart from that is everything that's in my tackle bag. If you've got any questions, put them down in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. But I am going to get all of this away and carry on sorting out the kit behind me, because I need to get it inside before the night comes, because we know what people are like with fishing kit, so I don't want to take any unnecessary chances. But I shall see you in the next video, when that is going to be and where that is going to be. I haven't got the slightest clue, but I will keep you all informed in due course. But until then, I shall see you in the next video. I'll see you in a bit.